Alright, are you ready for a quick and dirty podcast brought to you by the crampest corner of my life now? Welcome. Hello and welcome to the Once Upon a Corgi Podcast. This is a crafty, puppy-interrupted podcast coming to you from Southern Connecticut. I'm your human host, Gabby, and you can find me everywhere online as Gabigails and on my hand-dyed yarn at Once Upon a Corgi and onceuponacorgi.com. This is episode 124, I believe. If I pull up my show notes, I can actually tell you. Brought to you amongst Indie Untangled. So, because of, pandemic times, Indie Untangled has gone online this year. So I figured now that we have the corner set up to look presentable for the internet's shopping, we might as well do a podcast while it looks so nice and pretty. I haven't started packing orders yet. That's why this is so organized right now. It is October 16th, so we are smack in the middle of Indie Untangled. And all the links to that will be there. This is not an indie advertisement. I'm just in the middle of it, and it's taking over my life, and I love it. I've been watching live streams all day. I've got more that I want to watch today, and I cannot wait. So let's get into everything. I also have a friend on the way. We're going to have a Rhinebeck sleepover and pretend that we're in the forest of upstate New York. I mean, we're in Southern Connecticut, so it's not that far off. Right. What is going on in the podcasting world? That was a segue. Sorry if I'm talking really fast. The PumpkinMAL, who I am hosting with my fellow Pum Queen Joanna, is going on, and that is going on through the 27th of November. We are hosting it on Instagram this year, so you can use the hashtag PumpkinMAL2020, and if we like it, that means we've seen it. If you have a private account, feel free to tag us or send us a message. It might take us a little bit to see it because of the weird request thing Instagram does, but if we like it, that means we've seen it, so it will be entered for prizes. And I've been posting the prizes that have come in on the Once Upon a Corgi Instagram. Forgot the word there. And they are all amazing. I know we have a couple more in the mail. I have to go check the mailbox today to see if they came in. Okay, I think that's it for announcement stuff, so let us get into what I'm wearing and also finished objects. One of the same, it is the carved pullover by Emily Haver. Yes, this is in my Old Isaac DK base. Hi, bud. What's up? Okay, goodbye. It is 80% non-superwash polwarth and 20% silk in a mystery color. I have no idea what it is, what I use to dye it, but I love it. I am pairing it with my Edwardian walking skirt and feeling very tweed spooky today, and I love it. I did not have the energy to put on a berry lipstick, otherwise I would have for it. So, see if I can get a little bit. So it's definitely like purples and reds, very deep undertones. It looks black on camera. I think it looks more like a dark grape in person, and it has the jack-o'-lantern eyelets. Ta-da! I think if you wore like a colored cami under this, it would be super cute, but I'm not one for layering, or do I even own many? I have an Ogden cami, but I don't think it would work very well. I don't like layering things, so it's just me and the sweater. I love it. I knit the first size? I don't have the pattern in front of me. Whatever the 31 to 32 inch bust was. I almost used up all my yarn. I think I have maybe 10 grams left, and it was a 250 gram skein. I did the 3/4 sleeves, and the bottom of the sweater is about here, so it's not totally cropped, but it's slim enough that I can tuck it into skirts and still feel very comfortable. So I am so happy with this. It's the first time wearing it. I was planning on changing out of this so I could wear this to the live stream tomorrow for Indie Untangled, but I might not and just do it anyway. It's my Rhinebeck sweater. I'm gonna wear it for Rhinebeck. And that is my only finished object for this podcast. I'm sorry if my glasses are like super glary today. I have a massive setup and I just don't feel like changing everything for one different camera angle. I have not been working on my Sun Glow Tee by Samantha Guerin Designs. I'm knitting that out of Quince & Co. It has not been touched since the last podcast, which was about 3 weeks ago. I have made a small dent in my Maema cardigan by Pip and Pin. I don't remember where I was last time. Oh look, a progress keeper. I think I've knit about 8 rows. I am below the sleeves. I'm fairly close to where I want to be with this cardigan. I think she has you knit for like 11 inches or 8 inches. And as of right now, this is where it's at. My natural waist is about here. So I think I'm going to go another inch or 2 and then do the ribbing. I don't mind my cardigans being a little bit past my hips, but I do want to wear this with like pencil skirts and stuff, so I don't want it to go too far down. So maybe if I actually pick this up, I could get the body done for the next podcast. If I try. And this is out of Lambstrings indie color from last year. It lived deliciously on her Tralala sock base. It's showing up pretty true to colors. I mean, this yarn is scrumptious. It feels like it's gonna wear so well. I believe it's a 75/25 merino nylon, so workhorse yarn. I'm here for it. I am keeping this in my surprise to nobody madder root bag. It's been my knitting while I watch all the live streams going on for indie. It's been super handy. I do, however, have a new cast on. I don't think I've knit a single sock this year. I believe I finished all the socks for the wedding last year. And I don't think I've cast one on this year. Have I? No. I don't think I'm counting January through March as part of this year anymore. But the other day, Jake came over while he was on the phone, while I was working, and just like placed a skein in my hands and then walked away. And my first thought was, why are you going through my stash? And then the second thought was, he probably wants socks. So I asked him and he said yes, he would like some socks. I pulled up Ravelry, I had him go through my library, and he picked out the Pisces sock by Laura Peters. So she actually designed this in my yarn in the Towers Over the Thames colorway, which is a color I no longer dye because the dye got discontinued. And I think it's in the Audrey base, which I also no longer carry. Ugh. Yeah, I let him pick the sock. I just giggled a little bit because I am a Pisces, so she let me be the Pisces sock for her design. And it's a lovely lace design. I don't think I have a sock cast on when she first put out the pattern, and I don't know where it is now that I think about it. I have no idea. Anyway, Jake loves lace socks, so he grabbed a skein of his Ragnarok colorway that he dyed up when he did the Infinity Stone minis, I think 2 years ago, because he likes to dabble in dyeing sometimes. So this is his colorway, Ragnarok, from Thor Ragnarok movie. It's on the Isaac base, which is 100% superwash polwarth. And here is the lace panel. There it is, yeah. He does have, it is going to be a lot of negative ease, so I think once the lace panel stretches out, you're going to be able to see it more. I probably would have chosen a less busy yarn for this, but it's what he wanted, so I will knit him a pair of socks. I do really like this. I don't usually knit super crazy colors like this, but I am thoroughly enjoying this neon green. I think once I block them, I'm going to enjoy them much more. This is only the first sock. I have... Ooh, there's the cake. It is wild. That is a wild cake. I was working on this a little bit yesterday, and while we are rewatching The Office for the 17,000th time this year. What? My camera keeps focusing on my alarm clock like it's a face. That's not a face, it's just Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, I've got no timeline on these. I'm hoping I can get them done before Christmas. I think that'd be nice. If I go longer than that, I don't know if I'll ever finish them at this point with my knitting mojo. I did do a 2x2 twisted rib for the ribbing. I feel like that is the easiest to get over his heel because the heel circumference, like around his ankle, is insane. I don't know if, I've never measured mine. I should check. I know this doesn't make any sense. So that's where I've been struggling with his socks. And I'm using my Hiya Sharps in a US 1. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I have these in a 1.5. And it is living in my tiny matter root bag. with the knit stitches. And that's all I've been working on. This is going to be a very short episode. I did try and put one out last week. By try, I mean I got everything set up and then I realized Jake was going to be home during my podcasting days, and the rest of the time I was dying for indie, so my schedule was pretty tight. I have not done a single sewing thing. Everything I talked about in the last episode has sat in a pile in my sewing corner, waiting. What is my hair doing? I really hope you can hear the UPS truck go wrecking. I guess we're just gonna move over into shop update stuff and beyond crafting. So shop update, I have Indie Untangled. Everything is up on the website. It's in the Indie Untangled Everywhere tab on the shop. And all the colors are up on Instagram. I'm going to leave everything in the Indie Untangled tab for probably the rest of October, and then I'll just move it over into the regular shop section, kind of like what I did with SSK. So that's shop stuff. It's been Indie Untangled everything. I do have the advents to work on too, so I'm gonna do, I think, one update after Indie Untangled. To a couple people have reached out and asked for, like, I just need one more skein of this kind of thing. So I think I'm gonna do a small update to buffer in the Indie Untangled stuff, and then I have to dive right back into Advent. So I'm hoping to get those shipped out by November 1st. I think that should give us plenty of time for all the international people. Crossing my fingers, a month is going to be plenty of time to get the Advents shipped out. I would like them out before Halloween, but we will see what happens. My house is all yarn right now. It is just yarn. And that is all at onceuponacorgi.com. Thank you so much for everybody who has already shopped Indie Untangled, and we are doing another live stream. UPS. Rude. I am doing another live stream at noon on Saturday, October 17th. The first one, my friend said it went okay. I felt a little awkward. It was very weird not being able to edit things, so I had to stop making, like, my podcast face when I'm like, okay, edit this part out situation. Yeah, not a live streamer. I'm a podcaster. I need my editing software. That's it. All right, with that, let us get into what I've been up to beyond craft. Again, this is going to be super short. I thought about doing like a vlog style for the weekend, but then I realized it's going to be mostly me in meetings yesterday, and then today would just be like cleaning up the mayhem that was yesterday, and then tomorrow I'm going to do the live stream. I have a meeting, and then I'm not going to be home. So, yes. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Beyond crafting. I did post this on Instagram, so I'm going to get this out of the way first. Tomorrow, I think, weather depending, we're on the team called the Doodling Pirates for the American Foundation for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. We are walking with the Doodling Pirates team, which we have, I have been, I think, since I started dating Jake. We've gone almost every year. I will not be there because the walk starts at 10 and I have the live stream at noon, and they are going to the Niantic walk. Everything's outdoors and they're usually pretty spaced out anyway, so I'm not too worried about it in pandemic times being an outdoor event where it's a well spaced out event normally. So Jake is going to do that tomorrow, and then I'm going to go meet up with everybody afterwards because we usually go out to eat, or we'll probably just do like a fire pit outside somewhere. At someone's house, not somewhere. That sounds like we're just gonna start fires everywhere. Yeah, so usually Once Upon a Corgi donates $5 from every skein bought in October. We did that this year and we were able to raise $165. What is my phone doing? We were able to raise $165 from that. We had a couple people donate directly, and we did donate 5% of our sales from May of this past year. And we were able to donate a total of $340. It's the most as a company that we have been able to donate, and I was so glad that we could contribute that to the I want to say SPSA or ASPCA, but to the foundation. I will leave a link to their website too. They have a lot of really good resources and education. It's a good I don't want to say company. It's a good foundation that I'm glad we've been working with for a very long time. yeah, so that's the weekend plan. I will be live streaming, Jake will be walking, and then I'll meet up with that group. Other than that, I have been reading a lot. I brought some of my plants out for Indy. This is I can't remember the name. The nickname is Dumb Cane, but I don't really like that. I can't remember the scientific name. I have to find the card. I haven't named him yet, but he's sitting there. I have started and finished the Shadow and Bone series by Leah Bardugo. So this is the beginning of the Grishaverse. I think she recommends reading this first, because she also has the Six of Crows duology. I read Six of Crows first because that's what I had. They are making a Netflix series about the Grishaverse. It's done. They finished shooting before COVID times. So I think they're in post-production stuff, which means we have hope that it could air eventually soon, maybe early 2021. I don't know. I have no idea. I really enjoyed this. It was dark fantasy, and I love it. And her setting's it's a Russia-inspired setting, so it's a nice change of pace from the usual, English, Renaissance fantasy world, which I do love. I mean, give me some medieval and/or England times, and I'm here for it. But it was so good. I would recommend reading this, then Six of Crows, immediately afterwards. I did not do that, but I should have. So after I finished this, I did a little retail therapy and went to Barnes & Noble for the first time since I bought the tiny Victorian woman Bible, Throne of Glasses, and I had 6 books in my hand at one point. So I did go out and get King of Scars, which is the next, it's not really in the series, it's the next in that universe. So I would read this after Six of Crows. I wish I reread Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom before this one, because I did forget a couple things, some major things. Here is the jacket. It's so good. I am probably a third of the way through right now. I am thoroughly enjoying this. It's following one of the characters in Shadow and Bone, but you have a couple characters from Six of Crows in there on their post Ketterdam adventures. Oh, so good. They had another one. They did not have Ninth Hour, whatever her next one is. I don't think it's part of the series, but I've heard really good things about it. It was not at Barnes & Noble, otherwise I would have picked that up. But I did pick up these two, which I think I'm going to read next, maybe. Oh, I finished Crescent City. Oh no, she's way back there. Wax poetically about this for very long, I promise. I'm waiting for my friends to finish it so I can give a TED Talk. I finished Crescent City. It was so good. I think I read it in 4 days. It was an urban fantasy that I wasn't expecting, because I don't do my research on things before I read them. So I was just yeah, it's gonna be just like Court of Thorns and Roses and Throne of Glass. It's gonna be great. There's gonna be corsets and dresses and magic. It's gonna be great. But no, now it's skinny jeans, leather jackets, and swords. And that's normal. And I want that. It was so good. I love the characters. I want her to dive into everything in great detail all the time. And it's definitely an adult book. It is capital A, adult. I love it. I love it. I am a little suspicious of the ships that have formed this armada. I think she's tricking us. I'm not falling for another tan line. I mean, there are no tan lines. There are a couple tan lines in here, but not the same. So I'm hesitant, but I'm so excited. I think she said she's going to do 2 more of these books, and she just handed in the second book to her editor. I watched an interview with her the other day. Oh, it was so good. I love it. I didn't know I needed an urban fantasy, and I can't wait to reread this again and kind of just like catch. She does have a little bit of Easter eggs in there, and she did say it's not connected to the Court of Thorns and Roses universe, but I feel like that book series and Throne of Glass is like the folklore of this book series. I picture this like Legend of Korra. Like Avatar The Last Airbender is ACOTAR, but this is Legend of Korra. So this is Republic City, and I'm here for it. Oh, it was so good. I can't. I love it. I have so many burning questions. It was so good. There was one page that really just sort of like yanked me out of the story, and it took me a long time to get back in. It wasn't like a bad thing or it was very weird. I was on page 371, so if you can find it and you understand, like, but why? Yeah, I loved it. Highly recommend. Definitely adult. She said she's writing more adult books from now on, and I'm here for it. If Heaving Bosoms does this, which they won't because it'll be a 3,000 part podcast, I will lose my mind. Anyway, I went to Barnes & Noble. Not only did I pick up King of Scars, I also picked up The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I have heard really good things about this series. I don't remember if Kristen's read it. Have you? I believe Adrian's read it from the Freakish Lemon podcast. Have you? I don't remember. I almost picked it up in Target last year, but I did not, and I don't remember why. I stood there for a long time and thought about it. So I just picked up the first one. I figure it's also a very popular series, so if I really, really like it, which I think I will, Christmas lists. So I got that, and I got all these in hardcovers, because I'm just on a hardcover kick right now. And I also picked up, I've never heard of this author, I've never seen this book before, which really baffled me, because I have a list that is very long from TikTok, and it is A Peculiar Peril by Jeff Vandermeer. It is... Sorry, I'm just reading the back of the book. The quote said, perfect for fans of Neil Gaiman and Patrick Rothfuss. I don't know who Patrick is, but I love Neil Gaiman. And the back. Charlemagne appears as a giant moth. Napoleon is just ahead. William the Conqueror is an eel. Some of the vegetables you will meet can talk. Marmots are not the usual size. There is a land bridge between England and Europe in an alt-earth called Aurora. Guns shoot bears. That's right. They shoot out bears. That got me. That line got me. I have no idea what this is about, besides those things. But it feels like a lot of, Neil Gaiman, historically referenced, lots of lore, but kind of super weird, and I'm here for it. I'm very excited. I think I'm going to reread Crescent City after King of Scars, so I can get ready for a small debate about everything, and then read this. That way, if I read Cruel Prince and I need the second book, I don't have something in the way. Not like this would ever be in the way. I mean, I picked this up based solely on the cover. I judge all books by their covers. If the cover draws me in, I'm gonna pick it up. If you tell me that it's really good, then I will also pick it up. But yeah, I'm very excited. I've never heard of this author. I'm great. I think it's a standalone novel. It was it in the young adult? I think it was in the young adult section at Barnes & Noble. Yeah. So yeah, that's my book haul. Reading is I gave the book back. I did finish All Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara, which is her story on the Golden State Killer. I read it after I saw the HBO series, which came out, I think, last year or this year. I don't know. Time is funny. And they did have a couple annotations because they, as we know, if you watch the news or like true crime, we did catch the Golden State Killer 2 years ago? 2016? No. 2018? God. I don't remember. So they did have annotations made to the end of like Paul Holes and Pat Oswald and, oh no, I forgot his name, the other one. Oh God. Yeah, so it was super interesting to read after watching the HBO series, because the HBO series does focus a lot on the victims, but the book has pseudonyms for all the victims. So it was nice to read the story, but also have the faces to put to those names. I really enjoyed it. If you don't like true crime, it's probably not for you. But if you really like true crime, highly recommend. So I finished those. So I've read 5 books since we talked. It's fine. Reading is everything right now. That's all. It's all I want to do. I'll put these away later. What else have we been up to? That's kind of it for me. Things have been a little bit weird because Jake has been training for his new job. So he was away for about 6 weeks. And then every time he came home, it ended up being a podcast day. But he is working in a new restaurant in central Connecticut. So house life was a little bit crazy while he was gone. But now it's kind of calmed down. He's got an actual schedule. He's getting home at a decent time. It's been very nice. And it's a barbecue restaurant, so that has been delicious for me. We don't have, there's nothing planned. Pandemic times, and it's Rhinebeck weekend. I did do some major purchasing yesterday in a fit of pent-up yarn festival rage, and I cannot wait for those items to come in. I think one of them has already shipped, or the label has been created at least. Yes, and I have a friend coming over for a nice sleepover of Rhinebeck times. I think she'll be here in like a half hour, so I'm really glad I did this. All right, I've got 40 seconds left on my timer. Thank you so much for watching this haphazardly thrown together indie Untangled dark corner of my library room kind of podcast. Hopefully we will see you next week. Happy Rhinebeck weekend. Goodbye.